Hi, Davi here, and today we have a new episode in the art review series. And today we'll be checking out the work of Paul Dainton. I found this guy on Instagram. They do a lot of mainly traditional, and based on their feed over here, they do a lot of pencil sketches for the most part. Some paintings here and there, but I think the bulk of their portfolio is this pencil. I think it's pencil, but it's like very dark, or it's been like enhanced in in your photo app to kind of make it, adding more contrast to make the lines pop out even more. But I do like the way they sketch. They do a lot of like long strokes when they do these pencil sketches. And I like how it's sort of everywhere, like it's not fully finished. Like it seems like it's a working drawing. And I think when you see stuff like this, it feels more alive. So this is like a figure study of a woman sort of leaning into something or onto something. Again, I like the way they're shading the shadows here. Very sort of, you're using the side of your pencil, and it's very long strokes, right? Even the way they do these sorts, like for example, if you look at the way they did the background to help make these two characters pop out, and even like doing like an encircling line to sort of separate the shadow part from this light source. Look at how how they like shade stuff. Very long. Well, it does get smaller in some parts, but they like to do a lot of not hatching. It's like this. Let me just use this pen. Some people do this, right? It's hatching. Paul here likes to do that, whether it's small, although it tends to be a little bigger sometimes, but it's this like zigzag line. Basically, the lines don't cut off, kind of like this. When you think of lines like this, think of artists like I don't know, Sean Murphy. That's an artist I reviewed recently. If you look at his ink work or even his pencil sketches, the way he hatches is kind of like this. I mean, he has other methods, but I'm just focusing on the hatching part. It's a bit more like one by one. But Paul here likes to be a bit more zigzaggy. Look at this. I'm not sure if this is imaginative or he's watching it from like a show, maybe. But I like the grittiness of the pencil sketch. Like it's kind of messy, but there's clarity. Like you know what he's trying to draw. Whenever I try this, it just ends up looking pathetic. Like even I can understand my own stuff, but here it just seems more clear. Like it looks like they're sculpting the thing. Reminds me a little bit of Kopinski. I believe he's in the Super Annie team, because I know he does, or he really likes like pencil drawings as well, or sketching in pencil. So some figure studies as well. Look at this. Oh, guy. Right. So some sketches, maybe in real life. So they do have some oil paintings here. Did they do this? Let me just click on this photo. I want to check the description here. So it's an acrylic painting. Really? Because it looks oil. I haven't seen enough acrylic paintings. So whenever I see stuff like this and people say, or you find out that it's in acrylic, I'm like shocked, because I just don't associate these kinds of like paintings with acrylic. I always assume it's going to be either oil or watercolor. Maybe even gouache, but I don't know. I feel like acrylic is like a not so well used medium. Damn, right? And I think when you want to improve your sketching sort of habits, you want to look at other artists. You want to expand what you think a sketchbook ought to look like. And I think Paul here. Do you see how you don't have to fill the entire thing? And some of your sketches won't always be like clean or complete. And I think that's something I have to get over. Or most of us, because a lot of us have, like when you buy like a sketchbook, or even if you have like an open canvas in Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint, like you feel so tense, like because you want to make it look good, but it's just dumb. Oh, kind of thick. Look at those. The way the fat just like stays on top. Like this is what happens when you really. I believe this is life drawing. It looks like it anyway. Like you will just. It helps you understand when you do these kinds of studies. Understand how these contours happen, like which lines overlap which. For example, this part of the thigh goes on top of the calf because the calf goes back. So the thing that's closest to you, which is going to be this whole thing, the line is going to be on top of that, this line. So I think a good book would be, check out the work of Michael. Am I saying his name right? Michael Hampton? Michelle or Michael Hampton? I think he also has like a YouTube channel, but his book on like figure drawing, design, and invention, I believe, like it talks about the idea of teas, right? When you're doing like these drawings, eventually you're gonna use some kind of contour. So you want to know which lines goes, like how the tea is gonna look like in certain positions, right? And I think just by doing a bunch of like drawings, live drawings or figure drawings, whether in real life or in photos or with reference, you will just eventually sort of gather these teas, teas. So let's go further. Oh, this one does have a lot more value. I don't think this is just in pencil. I think they're using some kind of watercolor maybe. Oh, a couple of pen and ink Warhammer illustrations from the olden days. Ooh, Warhammer. So we have some goblins here, and they're sort of riding wolves. Is that a head? Freaky. Look at the pen and ink. Because to me, this looks like watercolor, but maybe, yeah, okay. Look at that. Let me just. Oh, shit. Oh, it's over. Look at that dragon being ridden by this other guy. Look at that. Oh. I'm not sure where the blue comes from, but look at that. Reminds me a little bit of some of the, like the big sort of artworks or illustrations of Kim Jong-gi whenever he does just like his big ink brush thingy. Although it does look more like a watercolor painting, right? I like it. Very strong values. And I think they're able to really dive into these types of illustrations just because they have like a good load of experience doing stuff like this. Because because eventually you're gonna explore some values here as you keep like sketching and shading. This one though, these ones they're more like a quick design, compositional stuff. The values are not really like shown here as much. Now this one I think you do see some value. It's basically one, the shadow area, right? But figure drawing perhaps, I think. But again, this is where you learn a lot of those T's and just learning how anatomy works, right? And learning how to do it from different positions. It gives you that confidence eventually through ink. Oh, wow. This is pretty cool. Maybe a pocket brush pen. Looks pretty cool. You have to be careful though when you're doing inks like this because you can't overdo it. Obviously if you're inexperienced, but over time you will know how to tone things down to show what's enough, right? I think this one is digital, looks like it. So this one is life study maybe. I love the shading. It's so like cultured. I don't know. It has a classical vibe for some reason when you shade this way. The zigzag, I mean. And especially when you use the side of your pen or pencil. So we got some sumo stuff here. Look at that. They were able to. I like the one here too. Even though they're just standing, like the way the lighting was done here, they are exploring a little bit of the values in the sketch, and maybe a little bit here. But this one is mostly about like the motion, right? This sketch. Fuck. This one's cool. This one's a little more. I actually thought it was like a ballpoint pen sketch from this view, but zooming in, it's in pencil. Maybe they're using a really dark, like I don't know, 4B pencil. Maybe because the contrast is pretty high. I like the face and the helmet. Look at the values here. It's almost like a painting at this point. Variant, oh kawaii, kawaii. Very demure. Oh shit! So one guy is taking out this entire lake. Look at that. Very interesting. I'm not sure how big these sketches go, but they look cool. Again, I just love these ones. I think the live drawing stuff, especially the hatching, the way he does the hatching. Let me just zoom in here. Right, the side of the pencil. He's showing off the grain of the paper as well. Oh, it's so nice to look at. But when he does capture the figure, look at the lines. They're very gestural. and then he'll do like a quick pass on values with this like zigzaggy kind of shading thing. It looks really good. And look at how this part is darker than like the bottom parts, or this side is way darker. Same thing here. It's really darker and then becomes lighter as you go up. Obviously, you're changing this with the pressure you're applying on your pencil or pen or stylus. But yeah, pretty fucking cool. Look, is this Star Wars? Yes. Did they work in Star Wars? I'm not sure. But yes, this one's pretty cool. Look at that. First of all, it looks kind of creepy. I'm kind of scared now. Just because of the, it's a doodle. Wow, Jesus. Again, with the zigzaggy, I think it's a good technique. It looks really good. Some oil paintings. Is this oil? Acrylic. Interesting. Like, what's the difference though between acrylic and oil? But yeah, that's it for this art review of... Wait, I think I've seen this before. Not sure. But I will link this page, this Instagram page, in the description below. They're kind of similar to the previous artists we reviewed. In terms of like the pencil sketches anyway, but... Oh, let me look at this one. Is this like watercolor? Okay, splashing some watercolor around on a couple of gestural live drawings. It looks good. Let me do this one. Let me just see this. Oh yeah. Again with the zigzag sketch or shading approach. I like it a lot. Look at that. Oh, gestural lines in the beginning to capture like the whole thing. And then this sort of shading zigzaggy thing. Is this classified as hatching? Kind of. But I feel like the word shading just seems more appropriate. Shading. So there you go. That's it for this art review of Paul Dainton. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.